Mic check. And we are live. What's up, guys? Today is Wednesday, May 29th. It's been... Any mics? Mics not working? Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check. Give me a mic check. Can you hear me, Anthony? You're scaring me. All right, cool. Good afternoon, Anthony. You scared the hell out of me. I thought mics were off for a second. I hope everybody is doing well. Don, huge shout out, thanks. Hope everybody is safe in DFW. If anybody needs anything, if your roof got damaged, let me know. My brother owns a roofing company. I'll have his crew go over there and do an inspection. No issues, no problems. Just let me know. All right, we're always here for you guys. That shit was a little nerve-wracking for a second. I like to think that I'm a man's man, but I was like 5 a.m. I was sitting there hoping my roof didn't come off, so it definitely got nerve-wracking. I hope everybody had a good weekend. It was Memorial Day weekend. Thank you if anybody serves. To those that do serve, obviously Memorial Day isn't for those that are serving; it's for those that passed. But it was a good weekend for everybody. Does anybody need anything? Anybody got a deal that they need help closing on? Actually, one thing I want to discuss before I get into the call is just typical mastermind stuff. All right, so our community. One thing I was interested in doing, and I've been trying to change these calls up, right? They've been evolving. Anthony can definitely attest to this, right? Like, I've continually tried to evolve and change them. This way, they're the best for everybody, right? One of the options that was pitched to me was creating a Discord channel for the community, right? Just so you guys can have a place to interact and talk to. I mean, that's what I was trying to have on the community side, but the issue is there's not a way for us to actually stream this directly into the community where then you guys can talk back. Whereas if I did this on Discord, now it's actually like a built-in webinar type deal where everybody's talking and everybody can have a conversation. That is one thing that I am always trying to do, is have a conversation, right? So put in the comments, let me know, give me some feedback. If you guys want me to make changes, let me know, right? Tell me what's working and what's not. For myself, right? One of our core values is brutal honesty, and that goes right back to us. So let me know if any of this is good. Let me know how I can make it better. So, cheers. This is water, by the way. I have Jessica coming in a little while. She's going to work some follow-up leads. So for marketing, we're going to be discussing... I'm going to be discussing marketing, but she's also going to come in and work some live calls during that. She had some follow-ups that she has to make, and I figured why not share those with the group. Let me jump into this real quick. Bear with me as I get my screen situated. Everything kosher, Tom? What's the matter? Oh, all right. So jumping right off, rate 7.25 is the marketing rate. Let me close this out. You can see that the yield dipped. By dipped, I meant it's increasing. I don't know why I say dipped. It's coming out of the dip, right? It's continuing to trend upwards. Your 10-year, same thing. It's staying about the same. Marketing wire, and that's what I wanted to get to. Sorry, housing wire, right? The mortgage rates continue to slide toward the 7%. We are starting to see people advertising, especially on the DSCR side products. You're starting to see those rates as low as 6%. You're starting to see those, the marketing gimmick. So yes, you can get rates in the sixes, but a lot of times those are, man, that's going to be a 50% LTV, somebody with a 780 credit, and and it's not a cash out refinance. Like, so those type of products, yes, they are there, but remember, they're only there for marketing reasons. Your average rate, like what you're actually going to be closing on, is going to be higher than those. So the question is can you make a refinance work right now with 7%, right? So never try to take somebody's marketing for your numbers. Mortgage rates and labor data are starting to get into more heated dance as the bond market tries to get ahead of the Fed pivot. Housing Logan, that guy, right? This is the guy we were listening that I listened to. He's got the great hair. I think, yeah, this guy. That's him. He's the one commenting on this. So if labor data gets softer and the bond market and mortgage rates, wait, what the fuck? So if the labor data gets softer, the bond market and mortgage rates will head lower. This means that each month's job week gets increasingly important as the labor data has been softer for months but hasn't broken yet. The weekly jobless claims data, which the Fed has talked about at meetings, is critical as well. So these are just indicators of what to watch on, right? I've been saying it for the past 6 months, right? We've been screaming about this. You're sliding into a market that is going to be. We're in a recession, right? Like, but the numbers aren't there yet. That's fine. You know the numbers are there yet. Just look outside. Go to try to buy milk, right? Additionally, price cuts are on the rise as 34.4% of the homes on the market last week included a price cut, up 70 basis points from the week prior. So we saw a big jump in price cuts. I'm going to stop reading this. I'm going to skip over to my other buddy, Mike, and we'll do some feedback on this. Let me know if you guys can hear
market is
this well enough.
Across the country. Every state in the country now has more homes on the market than a year ago.
Can you hear that?
In many places, we're seeing new construction get completed and adding to inventory, so it's not just resale inventory growing. There are more homes on the market now than any time since August 2020. We'll probably peak around 700,000 homes this summer and cross over that 2020 level at that point. New listings climbed for the week, 72,000 single-family homes newly on the market. I thought we might be in decline already with the new listings volume, but that pace picked up a tad this week, so that's encouraging to me. I like signals of more sellers, more people coming off the sidelines. It's healthier for this market. We have to keep watching the sales rate too, of course. We don't want a scenario where there's like a flood of sellers but no buyers, so it was encouraging that the new
So I want to hit and pause on this guy. Oh, actually.
pendings.
Yeah, well, hit pause on him. It's fine. He might give us some good nuggets. Go to altusresearch.com and right away just plug in your city or zip or whatever and just get a market read on it. Okay, so Dallas, that's our home. We are still right at 45 days. So anything that he's talking about and everything that they're talking about in the news, right, take that with a grain of salt. We are at 45 days, so we're starting to slide, and we have plenty of room to go before it's oh shit matters, right? Again, 90 days on market is what is normal, right? We're not even close to being there. Everybody right now, I was just talking to somebody yesterday that was going to put an offer on a house, and she's like, yeah, it's been listed since April, but I don't, she's all scared of it. I'm like, that's a perfect house. It's listed since April. It's just scared because people like you are looking at that and used to things being snapped up right away. So you're still not used to the new trends.
Ticked up just a bit this week after having declined for several weeks in a row. But that's why at Altos we track every home for sale in the country every week. The data so often defies expectations and changes very quickly. So at Altos Research we track all the pricing, all the supply and the demand, all the changes in that data, all the sales, so you can understand it immediately as it happens. I'm Mike Simonson. I'm the president of Altos Research, and let's look at the details of the U.S. real estate market as of the end of May 2024. So there are 595,000 single-family homes unsold on the market now. That's up almost 3% on the week, and 37% more homes unsold on the market now than last year at this time, 37% more. Every state in the country now has more unsold inventory than a year ago. And some states like New York are only a fraction more homes unsold than a year ago. Some states like Florida are like 65% more homes on the market now than a year ago. But basically everywhere in the country, inventory is climbing. It's still climbing this summer as mortgage rates are still around 7%. Higher rates creates more inventory. Rates have eased down in the last couple of weeks, maybe sneaking back under 7%. And we've had this trend with expanding inventory. These are, the homes on the market unsold. That's been building all year. That trend will continue until mortgage rates drop notably.
So, on a side note, this is what we're going to see for the next 3 years. Okay, this slow rate drop, and then as soon as the rate drops, it'll get kicked back up a little. But you're not going to see a giant drop in rate and then a spike in home values and all that, right? I don't think that flood is ever going to come. You're going to see this kind of stagnant middle ground for quite a while.
Happening now? Maybe. With nearly 600,000 homes on the market, that's more than any time, as I said, since 2020 at the start of the pandemic. In a few weeks, probably early July, the inventory will surpass the 2020 levels, and inventory will peak in the late summer, then it'll crest for the year and finish 2024 with about 620,000 single-family homes on the market, which would be 20% more than the year prior. In this chart, this inventory chart, you can see the dark red line illustrating the unsold inventory for 2024. You can see it's consistently trending higher. You can see how we'll cross over the gray 2020 line by July. You can also see the light red line from 2022. That's when rates were first skyrocketing. That's when inventory started climbing off the record lows during the pandemic. So 2022, inventory was building much more quickly than it is now. Rates were jumping and inventory was jumping. So it seems like maybe there's a chance that mortgage rates have finally started receding in the second half of the year. If mortgage rates fall substantially, quickly, you'll see the slope of this year's line here level off as homebuyer demand picks up with affordability. I would expect that demand to be very notable with rates around 6.5% for the 30-year fixed. So keep an eye out for that level. There were 72,000 new listings this week. That's up several percent over last week and the most new sellers of any week all year. This is good. It's a reversal from what I assumed last week, though, seller volume had been inching down for 3 weeks in a row, and it looked like we'd passed the peak of new listings rate for the year, but this week it jumped. And like I've said, I like any sign of growing seller volume to help this market. Most years' new listings volume peaks in the second quarter, so hopefully we'll get a little more runway before the new listings volume tapers off in the second half of the year. So there were 72,000 new listings unsold and another 18,000 listings that are already in contract, 18,000 immediate sales. So that makes 90,000 total sellers this week, and is 10% more than a year ago, 10% more sellers than a year ago. But in 2022...
And that's still, I'm going to fast forward a little because he's saying the same data, right? That is still in line with what we saw in April, but it's been picking up, right? So we're just lagging for a month.
4,000 single-family homes
What is he
in
talking about now?
contract now. That's up almost 1% from last week, and about 1.25% more than a year ago. A few thousand more homes are in contract to close. Bearish indicator for future sales prices. And in this chart, if you follow the slope of the dark red line up,
Yeah.
bearish indicator for
I'm gonna rewind because this is a
you
good
can
one.
see now, that's really indicative of continually slowing demand. You could imagine by July, we have more than 40% of the homes on the market with price cuts. That'd be a bearish indicator for future sales prices. And in this chart, if you follow the slope of the dark red line up for another month or two, you'll see how the market may approach 40%. So these are leading indicators for futures, for sales that will happen in the future, a few months out in the future. And mortgage rates can change the trajectory of this trend. Price cuts are elevated this spring because rates have stayed higher for longer. If rates drop substantially, you'll see a subsequent pickup in homebuyer demand, and it'll show up in this stat with fewer price cuts. So keep a lookout for that. Since price reductions are a leading indicator for future sales prices, I'm watching all the price signals to see if home prices are yet showing weakness. And while I've been sharing for a few weeks now that it looks like there is weakness in the future, most of the home price measures do not yet show receding price growth. So most of the indicators are still showing 3 to 4% home price growth over last year.
When I leave here, I'm getting a haircut, right? That's not like a joke or anything. I'm really going to get a haircut after this. And I'm thinking, me and this guy have the same widow's peaks. I bet I can pull off this look, this half bald look.
We're keeping our eyes out for whether these measures are trending lower.
Like 7
maybe
fingers
a tad
of
lower,
forehead.
From 5 to 4 to 3%. But
Nothing
it's
to
not
do about the
really
market
clear yet.
update.
It's
I
worth
apologize.
watching. So the median price of all single-family homes in the U.S. on the market now is $454,000. That's up almost 1% for the week. And like I said, it's up just a touch.
I'm going to stop letting him ramble. He's putting me to sleep. I think it is a good touch to start on, though, right? I hope you guys take stuff away from this type of stuff. Again, Altos Research, always go on there. You will just stay up to date on your markets. You need to do this if you're not in Texas and you're in this is also, you can stay in Texas and you can invest in Ohio and you do the same stuff that you're doing. You're just watching that market, okay? So know your market. Great tools for doing such. All right, stop. Yeah, I'll stop. Yeah, that is Judge Doom. I need the glasses now too, Tommy. One thing I want to get onto and just touch on a little bit before well, the first thing I want to ramble about, how about that? Why don't I start there? The first thing I want to ramble about is a notebook. I can't believe that I'm about to ramble about this. If you don't have a notebook, stop what you're doing and go get one. The notebook doesn't need to be anything fancy, right? I'm an engineer, offshore engineer, so I always go by the black and reds. But it can be anything. It can be a yellow pad, anything. Just a piece of paper bound together with other pieces of paper. Why, do you ask? Because you have to be writing everything down. If you're not mastering a notebook as your first CRM, you're not ready to use the next CRM, okay? So take that into account. Before you start spending any money on systems, make sure you're using a notebook and using it properly. What does that mean? Write everything in it, okay? Write what you have coming up, what you need to follow up on, right? Prioritize what is important, what is not important. If a lead comes in, write the address down and then take notes about it. Yeah, you might be doing this somewhere else, and I'm not trying to create extra work for people. That's not the point of it. But when it's in front of you, written out, and then you're going through your day, if you're following up on leads, it's just a direct visual indicator, and it will help your memory so much better. It'll help you stay organized. It'll stay on top of tasks. I can't stress this enough. If you're getting into sales, let me start there. I don't care what sales you're doing, but make sure you get a notebook and master the notebook CRM first before you go and spend any money on systems. You have to understand how to do it, how to use it, and how to stay organized. The reason where this all came from was this morning I tore all my papers out of my notebook and I gave it to Mason because Mason does not believe in having a notebook. And I had to re-educate him, right? Like, yo, just get it in front of you. Well, I use Apple reminders. Yeah, that's great when you actually go and do it. But most people, problem with Apple reminders is it's not automatic, right? You have to go and actually set it up and create it. It's not as simple as a little jot, 123 Main Street, and then you're remembering about it. You didn't have to go and create an extra task or anything, right? You're just, oh, well, I got to talk to the seller on Tuesday, so I'm going to put Tuesday. And then the next day, I just copy it over, right? 123 Main Street, Tuesday, call. And it's just staying in front of you, right? It's the same thing that you want from your CRM. Your CRM is to track data, to alert you when a lead is either going stale or if a lead is warm, right? It's supposed to help you. It's a customer relationship manager, right? Or client relationship manager, whatever the hell you want to call that C. I'm telling you, it all starts with a notebook. I know that sounds very basic, but I can't scream it enough. That was the first thing I did in real estate. Just sitting there mastering it, right? It helps you stay organized. It helps you know what leads to follow up with tomorrow. The day before, you should always have a plan that you're going to do the next day, right? All right, well, at such and such time, I'm going to talk to such and such, right? I'm going to do X, Y, Z. I'm going to follow up with these 5, right? Keep it simple, stupid. I love it. This should be on the inside of your notebook. I love it, Anthony. But no, it's absolutely right. You can do $1 million business with Excel and a notebook. No need to do anything else. No need to go get Simply dialers or whatever the fuck product you want to buy, right? You don't have to invest in all these cool gadgets when all you need is you and a phone and a notepad and actual motivation and dedication to do the work. So that goes a long way. I think that was my rant on CRMs. I think that was good enough for that. One thing I have coming up is tomorrow in regards to marketing, right? One of the marketing channels that is, I don't know if it's new, but it's newer that I'm starting to see, right? And it's just agencies, Sorry, there it is. It's an agency that they're running your marketing for you, okay? They're then going to pay you. It's almost like a marketing agency mixed with a PPL, okay? So it's a marketing agency mixed with a pay-per lead. So you're only supposedly paying on the warm leads and the contracted deals. So you're supposed to pay after you close, but they're going to handle your marketing. They're going to manage it. They have a front end VA and system that will warm lead it. All right, so a lead will come in, they'll filter it, they will follow up on it, they will do all the cadence and follow up and nurture it until it's actually ready to sell, and then they hand that over to you, and then they charge you based on that warm lead. That I have a call with them tomorrow. That is actually Axia Media. I have no idea about them. It's just part of my growth, you know, trying to get out there and find the best out there. So, I was going to pull up their website, but I can't find it, which probably isn't a good idea for a media company. No, there they are. Hey, they're from Boca Raton. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no expectations. Let me get this straight. So I have no expectations for this call, okay? When I discussed it with the first intro guy, right, you have to apply in a sense, right? So you have to make sure that you're closing 3 or more deals a month, right? And I obviously, that makes me feel better because they're not trying to sign up with everybody. Now, it still makes me nervous. I don't like anything that's too good to be true. So I'm going to have a conversation and see what they actually offer and provide. He was telling me it's $50 a day, right? So supposedly this was all paid after the fact, but in the intro call, he's telling me that it's a $50 per day spend. I don't know how that works out unless it's paid on the backside, but you have to guarantee so much on the front side. And then the average is $50 spend. The average is doing about $100 spend, so that's still $3,000 a month if you're doing a 30-day month. I hope my math is right there. So that is still another marketing channel. I'm saying not a cheap one is what I'm getting at, right? He was saying that most of his other clients that are getting 15 deals a month are spending anywhere from 15 to 20 grand a month. So it sounds like I'm just getting taken by this guy's marketing. Well, we'll see. I'll find out. I'll have a call with him tomorrow. I'll record it and maybe we'll watch it after on the call at 1. That would be fun. I also have another call with a VA company. They want to sponsor us and work together. I will record that call and also do the same thing. I will ask some questions and grill them, and then I'll put it up for everybody. This way, you guys can see what these people say. Right? It's always good when you're discussing with agencies. Man, if you're going to use an agency, you're going to go through a lot of them, and you should. Alex Ramosi, right? You need to. You have to find the best one, and it's not easy. All right. The problem with the agencies is you have to buy their marketing, right? So you buy what they sell you, and then you hope what they're selling is what they're actually providing. So that goes with everything. But keep an eye on it for it. I will. I'll showcase those calls. The second one is. Check the calendar. Sphere Rocket VA, right? What's that? Sphere Rocket. What a weird goddamn name for a VA company. Yeah, no, Sphere Rocket. Aaron. That'll be good though. They also want to. Where are they based out of? Let's do a little homework. Don, you got a question for me? I see. Perfect. Give me a second. Why do I feel like I know this company? All right, I'm done browsing. All right, so Don says, how do you track the productivity of your different lead sources, and if certain lead sources work for you, do you focus more on their sources because they are hot at the time? How do you track the productivity of your different lead sources, and if certain leads work for you, do you focus more on their sources because they are hot at the time? Yeah, marketing channels. So you have to track. You have to know what your KPIs are, okay? What your cost per lead is, what your cost per deal is, your profit per deal. Those are all good analytics to track, right? Your success rate. For us, I use the CRM. Now, I can go into that a little bit right here. Hold on one second. So, yes, it should be your, actually, let me pull this over. These are all the things you need to be tracking, Dom. And this is from Friday's call, so I apologize if it's a little chaotic looking. Can you read these? Do you see these, right? So you have calls, leads, appointment sets, appointments attended, offers, and offers accepted, right? So you have to make sure you can track all of those things, right? Because that will walk you through your funnel. Turn this shit off real quick, sorry. That's better. So these are the steps that you want to walk them through your funnel, right? And obviously you can have different stages in between here, long follow-up, drip campaigns, retail, things that aren't qualified. Why aren't they qualified? Well, all right, it's a retail lead. All right, well, have we referred it over to Sandy to get or Brittany, right, to get a referral? You know, have all those things tracked out. This comes down with your systems and if you can do all of this on paper and pen and Excel, right? There's no reasons why you can't have different tabs on the bottom of Excel, and every time something happens, you just pull them over. And then how are you tracking them? Well, that's the metrics that everything matters, right? So if you did 5,000 mailers, well, how many calls did you get from those 5,000 mailers? And that's going to give you your response rate. And then how many leads were actually qualified? You got 100 calls, but you only got 5 leads out of them, right? Everything else was junk. Well, that's a bad return in a sense there. That's a big drop off. So you then track the next one, right? And again, you're always trying to track the next thing. And at no point do you need to drop a fortune on a system to make you successful, okay? You have to be successful first. You have to make sure that you are setting it up, right? Now, tools, don't get me wrong, tools will make your life easier and solve a lot of headaches, but they're not the solution to everything, okay? So marketing is always sold in that way. Let me show you. Hey John, what's going on, man? I hope you had a good weekend. If you need anything, drop it in the comments. Let me know. I was saying before, I'm thinking about making some changes. If you guys would like to be on the calls, right? Let me know. This way we can have more of a conversation. If that would be more rewarding to you, all right? Let me know. And I will try to make some changes. marks, hide, sign in, add to screen. All right, so I'm pulling up my CRM. So things you want to track right away. Right, and again, marketing my funnel. I want how many they're new untouched and how many are converted. Right, you want to walk them through a funnel. Yes, looks all fancy and high end, but it's dog shit if you're not using it, or if it's just a waste of money, right? If you're not knowing how to use it and such. So let's go into all leads. And then I can come in here and now I'll see, right, my last leads, who's working them. Well, these still haven't been taken over yet. You know, what status are they? Attempt to contact, new, untouched. Those are fine. She just took them over. But again, you track them all the way through. Then you run reports and all that. I know this is a very long-winded answer, Don, and I hope I'm trying to just be thorough on it. You pretty much want to always track your offers made, your offers accepted, right? Everything in that regard, right? This program, this is Salesforce. This is left main Salesforce. It's a very expensive build. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend this to anybody. I'm not bad-mouthing it at all. I love it, but Salesforce is a beast. It's also very expensive. There are systems out there like REI Simply. We're not even an affiliate with them. So when I say this, I want you to know I don't have any weight behind what I'm saying. There's nothing in it for me, is what I'm getting at. But you can go to REI Simply, right? And for the max end, which is $500 a month, yeah, you got to pay yearly, so times it by 12. But I pay well more than that for my system, right? And my system doesn't give me unlimited users. It doesn't have phone numbers included. So I have to, I paid 15 grand. I pay $675 a month. We don't get any phone numbers, so I have to go have an additional system for phones and additional costs. So yeah, I try not to recommend it. Nowadays, you can go with, there are so many great ones out here. I do like REI Simply. I think if I was going to make a jump, this would be one that I would jump to, just because it fits all of my needs. I like how they do a disposition. They help you on the dispo side too, right? So you can send out email blasts, and it'll have all of the photos and all the details built into it. And it's what your team uses, right? That's all that matters, right? Start off easy when it's just you and yourself. Start off with it's just you and a truck, just notepad on the driver's seat next to you, right? On the passenger seat. REI Reply. There's I think REI Sift is another one. I mean, again, what works for your business? Okay, that's what you have to find. Right, Don, your business doesn't fit John's business, and John's business doesn't fit Anthony's, right? So everybody needs different tools and stuff, so try to find the one that works for your business. If you have any questions about them, let me know, and I will fire away answers, because I do know most of them. Man, there are tools for everything. Maybe tomorrow I'll do a deep dive on systems and tools and stuff like that, because there are, everything has something specific that will use it for, right? So REI Reply is just for messaging and stuff like that. I think it's built off of Go High Level. That's why it stays relatively cheap.
Whether you know it or not, AI is the most powerful tool that you have in your business. If you aren't using AI, then you are getting beat out by a competitor that is. REI Reply is helping real estate investors integrate AI into all aspects of their business to increase sales,
Sounds like RJ.
leads, and deal flow. $9 per month. New platform. You'll be able to create websites using artificial intelligence. You'll be able to create images using artificial intelligence. We've done all the heavy lifting for you. Simply just add it on.
So, there it is. That's what I was trying to show you. I was just trying to get this. Yeah, it's built off of Go High Level. So if anybody knows Go High Level, it's a great tool. So for $99, you can have Go High Level in a sense, right? What works for you? That's what matters. Yeah, it's not anything crazy. It's just for responding. I'm pretty sure, right? For like text messages and simple fucking wholesalers, right? That type of thing. REI Sift, it's a good one. It's data management. Lead flow, that was another one. Lead flow, I actually know the owner of this company. He's a good guy. They do data, and after I just heard that clown talk about AI for the last 3 seconds, I don't want to say this, but they use AI, but in a good way, not like that other clown. They have a very good predictive analytics, so it'll red flag properties that are due to sell in the next 90 days. So that type of stuff, it is pretty good, and it's built in, and their pricing is relatively inexpensive. I'm going based off of the high end, right? Compared to what we're paying. Now, this is one user, so take that into account. You're probably gonna have to pay $50 for an additional user. So yeah, 5 users, $800 a month. So all good tools out there, though. Yeah. It, again, yeah, I can go into here and I can add, like, this is what everybody loves about Salesforce, is that it's customizable. I can go in here and change and add everything, right? I can have it ping things. I can have run reports. It's going to pull the Atom data. When it pulls the Atom data, it populates it over here, right? So now it's showing the bed bath count that's coming from county. This is not a good property, obviously. Oh, it's just Hillsborough, that's why. It's not doing the actual property itself. And then I say this all the time. You have to make sure you're tracking your leads, your opportunities, and your transactions. Those 3 separate things, right? Because they're not all the same. All right. When a lead changes from lead to opportunity, you have to make sure you're still following it along. The lead sources, just because you finish your opportunity doesn't mean that lead source goes dry, right? So if a wholesaler sends you a deal once and you close on it, if John Smith, the wholesaler, sends you an opportunity and you close on it, it turns into a transaction and it's good, great. What system do you have in place to follow up with John Smith, the lead, and continually follow up with them every 90 days or whatever is in your system, 7 days, every 2 weeks, right? Depending on how good they are. And then say, hey, what else do you have for me? Do you have anything else you want to sell? Hey, I'm still buying in your neighborhood, right? That's my long rant on CRMs. That's a huge offer, Don. I would definitely take Anthony up on that. Go High Level is a great CRM. A lot of people are using it nowadays. I don't know who's using for real estate, but it's still a great CRM. If you want to get in and start poking around, it is something good. All these CRMs are just, they all have the same bells and whistles nowadays, which is cool. We just got bagged on our A2P. HCP is for texting. I just got bagged by smartphone. Lead comes in, they ping the smartphone, and we have smartphone text us that information. That's it. And we got bagged because we were texting ourselves and we weren't registered and all that. So, Jessica's here.
Hello.
All right.
I got another lead, so it took me longer than I expected.
Is that the Hillsborough one that I was just going over with you?
Yeah, it's a good one.
I was literally just going over it in Salesforce.
It's did the address didn't come through, right?
No.
It's a listed double wide.
Huh.
In Hillsborough, and he just wants it gone because he moved for work. I don't know. He seemed like he might be reasonable though. I just hate it once it's listed already. Right? Like it really messes up our flow.
Pivot.
Hello.
Absolutely, Don. If you ever need anything, just let us know, man. Thanks for joining. We appreciate you.
I'm gonna call this one in Salesforce's names. It's like Nathaniel, but maybe like a French spelling of it. Neth is his name. Nathaniel. I don't know. I said Nathaniel in the voicemail, and he called me back. So, and he didn't correct me.
Stick with it.
Yeah, it's a property in Louisiana. There we go. Let's see.
Nathaniel.
So I'm not the only one. Okay.
No, it's got a couple extra E's there.
Tabernacle Road. I did in the voicemail though say DeRidder, Louisiana, and then I looked more closely and it's DeRidder. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you guys hear that or no?
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 337-226-9595 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey Nathaniel, it's Jessica. Just reaching out about your property in Louisiana. Give me a call back anytime. My phone number is 817-27. I told him between 1:30 and 2, and he's like, yeah, I'll be free, that's fine. Lies.
I'll text him and say.
I'm going to.
Well, maybe it's because he said 1:30 and 2, and you waited until 7 minutes before 2.
We got a lead. I was going to come in here at 1:30, but then we got the Hills. I had to talk to the Hillsborough guy. Sorry, everyone. Do you want to run numbers on the Hillsborough one, or do you want to call more lead solos?
It's whatever you want to do. We can run numbers.
Okay. So the address is, because I told him I'd give him an offer by the end of the day.
So why don't I do this? Why don't I get out of your way? You just need MLS, right?
Yeah, I was going to show you Zillow first, because it's listed. Well, I mean, I could do it in either way. We could do the listing there. In tax.
So, first things first, pull up MLS tax data, realist tax data. What was the property?
572 HCR.
HCR 1350
1350 West. There you go.
Hillsborough.
Yeah.
So, John, so most of our leads are PPL and PPC. All of our leads are PPL that we're working, okay? So the ones that we're working on the phone are all PPL leads from LeadZolo. All of our main sources for the business is PPC. We do everything though, so that's where I want to kind of set the tone. We do bandit signs, we do Facebook, we do a lot of stuff. We don't do Facebook paid, but we do. You can use your right hand, so it's not weird.
Well, it's weird because it's not on there. Like it said it pulled up matches.
Mm-hmm.
It's the closest.
In today's marketing, though, John, if you want to be successful, and I said this on Friday's call, you have to do pretty much like a 70-30 between paid, which is inbound traffic, which is some form of PPC, PPL, some form of outbound bulk mail, right? You have to spend money 70-30 versus, cheap traffic, meaning cold calling and stuff like that.
Sometimes in realist tax, when I can't find the property I'm looking for, I get the closest address I can and then click around, right? So this was the closest one that popped up for whatever reason, 588. And then I just started clicking around next door, and this is mine. This is our lead that came in. I don't know why. I don't know why it's not pulling
It's just text
up.
weird.
Yeah, because this is the guy, and then it doesn't even say active. But I pulled it up on Zillow earlier, and it said active there.
How many acres?
2 acres.
Okay.
So it's 2 acres and a double wide. The double wide's from 2022. So it is a good sign right here that it says type mobile home, and it's with the address, hopefully. Whenever you go to look up a property and it pulls 2 realist tax data forms, one of them says mobile home and then one of them just talks about land, then you're in trouble, because not in trouble, it's just extra steps you've got to do, because it doesn't technically have the mobile as real property yet. It's not attached to the land, so you have to go through some extra steps with the city, the county, whoever, the Texas Department of Manufactured Housing. There we go. You have to send them a form.
Otherwise, you might buy the property, buy the house without the property attached, right?
Or the other, I think you buy the land, but the house is like a car.
Yeah.
Right? Like if the house or the mobile home hasn't technically been attached to the property with the state, then you're actually only buying the land, and the house you would get like a title to, like a car.
Yeah. So the fact that this is saying mobile home on 2 acres, we know it's a decent
Hopefully.
one. So what's
I don't know why
what's
that's not
Zillow?
pulling up. So
What was the
572 HCR 1350
what is HCR?
Hillsborough County Road.
Never. I mean,
That's my guess.
I know it's CR. Like, yeah, it's
gotta be, right?
That is a great guess, actually. I would
It's
never
gotta
have
be.
guessed that. But I mean, I'm
Okay.
used to CR and stuff. But
So
oh, this is cute.
here's our double wide, right, with the fake grass, or the
That's not fake, is it?
it's not, it's photoshopped.
Oh,
Photoshopped
okay,
grass.
okay.
For sure.
Grass is nicer than the house.
So it doesn't really need repairs, right? It's a 2022. It's on septic. The septic system is new, right? 2022, so it doesn't have problems yet either. It's city water, and he has a appraisal from last year for 265, like actually from an appraiser who went out. Not anytime they say they've got an appraisal, you've got to ask them more questions, because sometimes they think like their tax value is an appraisal.
Yeah.
Right. So just keep asking questions. So it's fine.
So what are our options with this? If it's already listed,
Yeah.
right?
So that's the problem. Because usually with these mobile homes that we're getting on a lot of land, or decent chunk of land, we're seller financing them to an end buyer. You know, we can find somebody who maybe their credit's not the best, but they do have money saved up and they can make some payments, or it's a Hispanic buyer who can't get approved for conventional financing because they don't have a social security number, but they have an ITIN. So finding those buyers, we're really good at, but once it's already listed, right? If we were trying to, because he said it appraised at 265, right? Because part of our seller financing, we get an appraisal. So even if I sold it or wanted to sell it at 265 to my end buyer, if they could see that it was listed at 240 at some point, and they can see those pictures, they can see everything else, then they feel like they're being screwed. Right? They feel like it's not a fair deal. We already charge crazy high interest rates on those. So you still have to present it in a way that works for the buyer, right? And to where they feel like they're not being screwed, right? So which one are you doing now? Deal machine?
Yeah, I was just, while you were talking, I was still looking into it. Trying to get them to work leads is the fun part. So we started about a month ago. We haven't closed any yet. We actually just dropped 2 just this morning. I raced 2 off the board. We had them under contract, but they were in Arkansas, right? Arkansas. And
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, and we just couldn't get them sold. So it goes to the disposition side. We then...
And it's not that they were at bad numbers either, because we got appraisals done on, or at least on one of them. We had a BPO, a broker's price opinion, done on it, and we had it contracted way lower than what that broker's price opinion came out as. But even though we had it contracted well, there just wasn't a buyer for it. So that's the problem with some of these that are in the boonies, right? You try the best you can, and I think it's important to tell the sellers, like, I'm going to try my best for you, but let them know it's not a done deal.
But I wanna point out, right, like, all of the things that we're seeing are all from multi-state campaigns, okay? So just this last week, I then sat down with Lead Zolo, so between you and I, right, I've cut out Arkansas. We cut out all those shit states, because I would never pay for that anyway, right? So that was just from a partnership. If you are going to sign up with Lead Zolo or any PPL company, speaking of marketing, I have a call with iSpeed to Lead tomorrow. So that's another lead source that I'm going to try to vet and qualify for you guys, right? So you guys can also look into that one. Sorry, not iSpeed to Lead. Need to Sell My House Fast, that's one. Gene over at iSpeed to Lead, I've already talked to him, I've already discussed with him. They are more of a marketplace. I feel like Need to Sell My House Fast is also a marketplace, but I want to get into the nitty-gritty and see if they're reselling leads and stuff like that. That is the long way around of saying, if you set up with Lead Zolo, right, and you pay $200 per lead, you're going to put in the zip codes that you want. So you are going to highly select, right, and say, I want only leads in these counties, right? And you're only going to get them in certain areas. So you're not going to get things that are, well, first, you won't get a lead, on the border like we do, right? Because we're getting them all everywhere. So your quality is going to go really through the roof, right? You're not going to get a lot of the things that you can't dispo, because you're buying it in an area that you're able to dispo it. So some of those fears I want to kind of squash in a sense. What was that?
It's the MLS listing number. So that's another way you can find properties if they're not pulling up on Realist Tax or your MLS for whatever reason. If Zillow has the MLS listing number, you can just type that in MLS to find the property. So go to Matrix, yeah. So I finally found it. And then you can work backwards and get the realist tax from there as well. So yeah, just up at that top.
The reason why I'm, never mind. Oh, it's farmland.
Yeah, that one. Ta-da! Okay, so we know.
Click and highlight what you're talking about. Sorry.
No, you're fine. So we know it was listed for $247 for a while. He's dropped it to $240, and it has only been 9 days on market. Oh, Nathaniel's calling me back. Sorry, this is our Louisiana one. Hey, Nathaniel.
Hey, I'm sorry. I was actually on an unexpected call with a home equity company.
Oh, no worries at all. So, home equity company, what was that for?
They were offering me a loan on my house.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Are you thinking about doing that or selling
Well,
and just kind of weighing your options?
I'm thinking about it. I mean, we were willing to take, some loss on it for a fast sell because we found a piece of property we want to buy to build a plant, and it's already got a house and a trailer on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's 40 acres. It's already got a 500 bush blueberry farm on it.
Oh,
It's
wow.
already got a professional kennel on it and a nursery on it. So we were willing to take a little bit of a loss so we could have a down payment for that. But
Yeah.
we've been getting run around from these cash companies so much, it's just crazy.
Ugh.
Yeah, and some of them seem like scams. One offered us $130,000, but every time he sent the paperwork, it came from a different LLC name. It was, and I'm like, that don't seem right. I mean, I don't know how that process works, but it doesn't seem right that you're going to send me the same contract under a different LLC name.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then the write-ins that we had in it that we agreed to weren't in the last ones we were supposed to sign. And I'm like, yeah, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, I gotcha. So is 130K the magic number for you guys?
Well, I mean, that was the highest offer we had got from a
Okay.
cash company.
Yeah.
Where we would have no note every month, anything like that. But
Yeah.
I just got off the phone with this company out of California, the equity company, and they could get us 160 for only $1,300 a month. No, we didn't want that, but if you consider what we can do with the 160 by paying all of our bills off and having the cash to put into the property, then $1,300 a month ain't that bad. It would cut us down by about 3 times our bills a month right there.
Yeah.
By the time we paid everything off and only had to pay that back, that would be our only note, you know? So.
How much do you owe right now?
Oh, we don't owe anything.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, because I can figure out 2 options for you like that too, right? I can get you a cash option and a per month option too, so that way, you know, you can figure out what works best for you guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tell me about the property in DeRidder.
What would you like to know?
Well, what repairs are needed?
About 2 months ago, we had a pretty bad windstorm that come through, and it didn't rip any complete shingles off, but it ripped 31 fingers off. So I went and bought 3 packs of shingles, and I just haven't had time because I'm right in the middle of my produce season right now to get up there and replace them. When I called, the insurance company told me the homeowners that I was going to get told me I had to replace them before they can come out and give me an estimate of my monthly. They told me it'd be about $175 a month, but they can't give me the final on what it would cost until I do that. So, which I understand, because eventually it's going to have some type of damage if they care anymore. But I don't have any full ones missing. But I bought 1 complete square just in case when you go to replace one, another one, if another one tears, you can replace it too.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not on one piece of the house. It's like across it. You know.
We're dealing with a lot of that right now in Dallas, so I promise I understand.
And then there's one little place in the kids' bathroom that needs to be, the floor needs to be repaired because they never close the damn, excuse my language.
You're
They
fine.
never close the shower curtain all the way like we tell them to. So it's
Yep.
getting a little soft right there between there and the toilet. Not where the toilet is, but in between the shower and the toilet. So I
Yep.
need to replace that. It might be, I'd say maybe 2 foot by 4 foot or 2 foot by 6 foot, whatever the width of the bathroom is.
Right.
But that's something I could do myself if I had to, you know.
I mean, our goal would be you don't have to do anything else, right? You just get
Okay.
to walk away. That would be
Yes,
our
sir.
plan.
And then
Yeah.
the only other things inside the house is a few little spots of sheetrock that need to be repaired.
Okay.
Where the kids would be running in the hall and accidentally fall, hit it with their elbow or something like that, you know. But nothing bigger than the size of my fist, if that.
Gotcha. Sounds like me. I'm clumsy, so you know, it's not just the kids.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're
But
fine.
we have 6 kids, plus we always have
Wow.
2 to 3 that we have raising. So it's never a dull moment.
I
And
bet.
then on the outside, I would say it could use a good pressure wash and maybe a paint job. But I mean, the paint's pretty decent on it. If the sprayer doesn't start chipping it off, you know, if it's not that high of a pressure washer. If it would start chipping it off, then I would just go ahead and put another coat of paint.
Yeah.
I need to finish the front porch that I started on because when we bought the place, it was they had plenty of shrubs way too close to it. So every time it would rain, the rain would come off the roof into the shrubs and they'd stay there. So I started getting to the porch. But it was just the top layer, the decking on it. So I'm replacing that a little bit at a time. I took the railings down and put some new stingers up and put some 2 by 12 oak on it, white oak, because it lasts longer than the pine does. And then I'm replacing each of the decking with pine decking, and then going with new 4x4s around the porch.
Got it. No, it definitely sounds like it'd be a good property for us.
Oh, and it wouldn't be the only property for y'all.
Ooh.
Because in our deed, 284 also comes with it.
284, is that what you said?
Yeah. Yes, sir. I mean, yes, ma'am. 284 Tabernacle Road.
Okay.
It's all in one deed. It's 2 parcels of property, and it's a 1-bedroom, 1 bath. Now, I haven't been in there because my wife had been letting her cousin live in there, and we had to get an eviction notice on them. That's one reason we're wanting to get rid of the place, because we're just tired of dealing with family wanting to move in, and then, like him, you know, promising he would never bring anything bad around our kids, and then them seeing him go to the hospital 40 times for OD, and they've never seen that in their life.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So we want away from that.
Yes.
You know? We don't want that to even be a possibility.
Right. I gotcha. Because it's hard to say no to family and then the users and abusers,
It's
right?
not me.
Yeah.
My wife is very soft-hearted, and I'll be on the road, and I'll come back, and they need no. We can't keep doing that, you know?
Yeah.
There's a reason they have nothing, and they'll never have nothing, and I don't want my kids to think that's a normal life.
Right. I gotcha. So that eviction notice, how far are you in that process? And like, would I be buying the property with them still in it and I finish the eviction? Or
I mean, that depends on however you want to do it, man.
Okay,
It depends
okay.
on how long it would take us to close. I could go to the judge and pay him the $400 and get him to finish throwing them out, or y'all can take it. Doesn't matter to me. However you want to handle it.
yeah. I can pay you more if they can be out by closing, just because that's a big risk that we got to take if we're going to have to do the eviction. It's not a deal breaker, right? But I can pay you more.
If I get the kind of money that I need, then I can guarantee you they'll be out before closing.
Okay.
Because then I can offer to rent him a truck and rent him a place for a few months and get him out.
Got it. Yeah. We do that a lot too. Whenever we have somebody, you know, getting them a deposit for their next place or something is sometimes a cheaper option than doing the others.
It only cost me $400 to go to the judge. But,
Okay.
if I could just get them out like that and be done with it, that'd be better on my end.
Yeah. Make your wife happy, I'm sure too. All right. Can you think of any questions for me right now?
My main thing is the place that the last place that we were going to sign the last documents, and then started realizing that every document they sent us had a different LLC name.
Yeah.
My wife tried looking them up, and they had no credentials. The only thing she could find was the one guy that kept calling us was getting sued in Dallas by one of the Dallas school boards.
Lovely.
Under another LLC name. So, you know, she's a stickler for that kind of stuff. For wanting to know who you are and that you're reputable and, you know, things like that.
No, we can definitely make sure that we share information.
And we're ready to go, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I will say we do have a couple LLC names too. We put like ones that we're going to keep as rentals and one LLC, things that we're going to do as a flip and sell real quick and another LLC. But I can share all of that information with you on our website, so that way, you know, you can do research on us and feel comfortable.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Do you have pictures of the properties that you could send me?
I do not.
Okay.
And I am actually not there right now. I'm on the road selling produce. You have like if you tell me when you need them by, I can make sure that I'm home to take them before then and send to you.
Well, it's just your timeline's my timeline, you know. So as soon as I get those pictures, I'll be able to get you an offer. I can.
Right now, we've been doing pretty good today between two locations. I believe total we have about 40 melons left to sell.
Wow.
So it just depends. You know, they could be out by 8 o'clock tonight, or it could be, you know, tomorrow afternoon before I can get home. If the sun's still up, I can take them then. If not, I can take them the next morning.
Okay, yeah, no worries. That sounds perfect. And I can go ahead and get some like preliminary numbers thrown together and do my research, and then I'll just need those pictures to verify. So as soon as I get those pictures, I'll be able to get you an offer, you know, within 2 hours or so.
Now, like I said, on that house, I haven't been in it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I was going to go in it and look and see if I wanted to repair it for me, to put as an office, or if I wanted to just get a dozer and tear it down, because I don't know what they've done to it. You know?
Right, yep.
But this one, I can tell you, we've been living in it for 7 years, and it's been a good house.
Awesome.
We're just ready for our feast.
Are the houses, there's separate addresses, separate mailing,
Yes, ma'am.
separate utilities, everything? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
But, the deed is all under 300 Tabernacle Road. It's just 2 parcels.
Okay,
But
got it.
It's actually 2 physical addresses. One is 300 and one is 284. But it's adjoining property.
Got it. Perfect. Yeah, I'll definitely get my research done for you guys. And then, is it septic and well for those?
Septic and city water.
Okay, got it. And then, do you remember the last time the septic's been?
I had it cleaned out 3 years ago.
Okay.
And he told me it would be good for 5 to 7 years. 5 to 8 years.
Yeah.
And he looked at it and he told me everything looked good.
Awesome. Well, thank you
It's
so much.
one that the pump runs 24/7 on. It's got an aerator in it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's been, so many people have been getting that style lately.
Well, it was just what come when we had it. I wish we didn't have to have it, because it costs us about $100 more a month in electricity to run.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
You got to think that pump is running 24/7.
Yep.
But when we first moved in, we didn't know about it, and so we had been coming in for like 2 weeks and cleaning and getting everything ready to move in, and then I saw a breaker that wasn't on in the box, and I turned it on, and we heard it come on outside.
Surprise. Yeah.
You can get a timer put into it, but you got to build a shed over it. You can get a timer built into it where it only runs, because it only really needs to run about 15 minutes every hour. But they don't come with their own timer built in. You have to get that put in. So I didn't want to have to go through all the process, so we've just been running this since we got it.
Yeah, I gotcha. What a hassle. Well, your new place, is it going to have septic? Have you got the new place picked out?
The property, the 40 acres that we are looking at, yes, ma'am, it does. And it also has city water, but it also has well water, and the wells around here are way cleaner than city water.
Oh, nice.
Because they have to drill anywhere from 3,000 to 7,000 foot down to hit water.
Wow.
So normally they hit a natural spring. So if a hurricane, anything like that comes, all I have to have is one of the solar kits from Harbor Freight to run the well.
Awesome. You said it's blueberries too at the
Yes,
new
ma'am,
place?
blueberries. It's got 500 blueberry bushes on it, so that's about $240,000 a year right there if I sell it to the grocery stores for $3 a pint.
Wow. Yeah, I like it. I like this plan.
That takes less than a half an acre for those 500 bushes, and it's 40 acres.
And it's 40
so
acres, yeah.
We have plenty of room to add, another 500 of those, and then we're going to add mangoes in, and we're going to add satsumas in, and we're going to add, just all different types of things like that, where we're not actually having to buy our produce. We're just producing our produce and paying somebody to pick it while we sell it.
I love it. I love it. What's the timeline on needing to get a down payment for that one?
Well, it just come back up on the market, and they just dropped it from $520,000 to $480,000.
Nice.
And $500,000 if we want to keep the 3-bedroom, 2-bath trailer that's on the other side of the property with it. They have people looking, but they haven't had anybody give a solid offer yet on it.
Awesome.
If it's God's will, we'll get it. If not, we won't. We'll just have to find the next one like that.
Right.
It would just be nice because those trees, those bushes out there are only 10 years old, and they don't even fully mature until they're 8 years old, and they live to be 30 years old.
Wow.
Until they stop producing. So that would give me plenty of time to get another 500 planted before those ever need to be replaced.
Yeah, you got to put those 6 kids to work.
Oh, yeah.
At least I know that's what my mom did to me. So.
I got 2 of them out on the road right now. So I don't know about it.
It's perfect.
And the other ones, when I'm on the road, most of the time I have the other 4 with me while the 2 older ones are out selling by themselves.
There you go. I love it. All right. Well, let me do some research, and then just as soon as you can with those pictures, and hopefully we can make a deal.
Yes, ma'am. Not a problem.
Right.
Do you need me to try to get the shingles replaced before?
No.
Okay. I'll take a picture showing that I got them.
Perfect.
They're on the porch.
Yeah.
They just need to be put on.
Yep.
And I even got a roll of felt paper just in case.
Awesome.
I've been up there after storms, and nothing's been wrong with the felt. But you can go to pull one up and accidentally nick the felt a little bit and need more under it.
Yep. You just never know.
But, all right, well, as soon as I get a chance, I'll get them taken and sent to you. If you could just send me, like, a reminder text right now, I won't open it. And unless you send me something, like, on numbers or whatever, then I'll open it. But that would help me out because I get so many calls about produce every day and so many texts about produce. So.
I gotcha. Yes, sir. I can do that.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. This one could be good. I like it.
Except for it's in Louisiana.
Except for, it's
Absolutely.
in Louisiana.
I absolutely hate Louisiana.
He didn't say anything when I said Nathaniel.
No.
So I think it's okay. Let me text him real quick.
The same way as Mima used to fucking pronounce it.
I wonder if he can mail me some blueberries. And a melon. He's got 40 melons left to sell, he says.
Was it 30 or 40?
I don't know. Was
Well,
it 30?
hell, with the 30 melons, dude. Doesn't picture you getting your money. That's awesome, Don.
Wonder how much it costs to
I just
mail a
gotta
melon.
get rid of these last 30 melons and I'll be done.
Sorry.
I binge watched 3 seasons of Clarkson's Farm, which is Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear. And I goddamn can tell you right now, those blueberry bushes are putting off $300,000 annual.
Yeah, $240K, he said, to just sell it to the grocery store. He made farming sound good.
Yeah, I know. I have another lead pulled up that I was going to call, but I didn't know if you wanted to call it so you can be point of contact the entire time. I transferred it to you.
I'm getting another lead call right now. What's that one?
Answer it.
What is that one?
I don't know.
Okay. Hi, this is Jessica.
Jessica. And who are you with, Jessica?
May I ask who's calling?
Jessica?
Hello?
Yeah, my name is Barbara Bricino.
Hi, Barbara. How are you today?
I'm fine, Jessica, but I'm trying to sell my mother's home. She died. And I tried to sell it 2 weeks after she died, but my nephew refused to sign the papers because of his richy-bitchy wife. Well, now they're forcing me into court to sell this property. Ma'am, I've tried to sell it 17 times. 17 times they turned it down.
Oh, my goodness.
Now I've got a court order telling me that I've got to list it on the market.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to do all that, but I do want to get rid of this house.
Yeah. Well, I think you've called the right place because we kind of do it all, right? We could get you a cash offer, the quick option, or we partner with a brokerage who can do a listing on the market for you too. And we've dealt with all sorts of different family scenarios. I'm sorry that you're having to go through this, though.
Actually, I've got a double whammy on it. My mother died, and then after my mother died, my husband died May 17th.
Oh,
So I've also
man.
got I'm dealing with that as well.
Oh, my condolences. I hate to hear that.
Off of my mother's house, I've never wanted on it. Me and this attorney, his name is Samuel Bonnie. He can't even remember what ends up.
I've met a couple of those.
Serious.
Yeah.
Okay, so he sends me a letter. I wanted to go to court with him back last May. He refused to show up. Now, he's refusing. I get this letter today.
Mm-hmm.
But the court hearing was on the 1st of May.
What?
No, he keeps doing that. And really, like I told him, me and him had it out a minute ago. I've tried to sell the house 17 times. 17 times you blocked me. I told him, I said, that's okay. I'm going to get a real estate company to come in and talk with you.
Mm-hmm.
And just because this house is not worth $120,000. But you know what? I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to let you look at the house, go at the house, and put it on the market, and we'll see what goes from there.
Right, yeah. Where's the house located?
I really want off this house. The house is located in Mesquite.
Okay, gotcha.
It's at 2607 Orange Lane.
Got it. I'm pulling it up right now. 1 second, okay?
Right.
Oh, yeah, we just did another house over by there on, what was that street? Brunswick? I think it was Brunswick.
Brunswick?
Yeah.
Well, this house here, my nephew's determined, him and his attorney,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to get $120,000. No, it's not.
Is that why they're like...
I've got these papers right here in my hand that I just signed 4 months ago. And the house has to be listed according to the judge. Well, you know what the judge always says. I just want you to take over doing the house. I'm not going to hire any other people. I just want one person to handle the house, to handle him.
Yeah.
My sister and I did not get along. I didn't get along with my mother. My mother never wanted me. But that's okay. That's not here nor there. The house, my mother died. I'm the sole person that's on the will. He's her son is on his mother's will. But my sister, and I don't know why she did it. Don't ask me. I have no idea. But my sister moved my daughter into the house because my daughter was taking care of her. With the understanding that when my sister died, that Denise would have the house. So Denise was living in the house.
Okay.
Now, she's put a lot of work into that house. But now, Gregory's decided, okay, well, I'm taking over and I'm selling it and I'm getting my money. Well, that's really not doing somebody right.
After she's put that money into it, right?
Not if they've been doing work inside the house, so they start doing the work in the house.
Right.
Okay, the taxes are due on the house, but he don't want to pay the taxes either. But but he wants his share of money out of the house.
Right.
And I will fight him tooth and nail to keep him from getting wham damn dime of my sister's money.
Yeah.
He has not, no, he never seen her in 20 years.
20
He never
years?
came around her in 20 years.
Barbara, I hate to
And
hear
he
that.
signed the papers for her to be put in an institution. And then he never came back. It was, she was in there 3 years. He never came back. I bought her clothes. I bought everything she had. That came from me, not from him. He never paid one damn dime on buying her anything.
Yeah.
But now he's ready to step up and, hey, this is mine, my mother. My mother said I can inherit it. Well, the problem of it is he put Ethel into a home. And all the money that she did have, he spent with her was spent on that home. They took all her money. I didn't take her money. I don't have her money. I never used one cent of her. My husband was critically ill, so I was busy taking care of my husband and taking care of my sister. No, my sister died. Listen to this. My sister died. He didn't tell me for 2 whole months that my sister died.
What?
He had her body frozen. Put in a freezer, because he wasn't in the United States. He was out of the States. Had her body frozen and refused to tell me my sister died.
Oh, my goodness.
So now he's trying to get this property because he wants money. He's always been that way. He's a Scrooge.
Yeah.
And he's living with a rich girl, and evidently she don't have a brain one in her head, because Gregory's never ever worked. So he's living off of her money. And it's her money that's taken on this to court.
Right.
But at the same time, he's not going to get anything.
Right.
He's not going to get any money.
Right.
He's not going to get nothing. So anyway, I need somebody to look at this house at 2607 Orange, put it on the market.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to explain to the people that are living. What happens to be my daughter, she won't talk to me. She's blaming all this off on me, and it's not my fault. I try to stay out of it.
Yeah.
Sell the damn house. Sell the house.
Yeah.
But Gregory doesn't get the money. I don't want Greg getting any money out of it.
Yeah. Can you send me a copy of those?
Money out of it.
Yeah. Can you send me a copy of whatever those court documents are that you have? That'll help me with the research too. And then I've dealt with all sorts of different family situations, complicated things. So I'm here to help for sure.
Well, if you can do if you can send me an email so that I can take pictures of them and send them back to you.
Yeah.
Or another thing that you can do, and I do it a lot. You know WhatsApp?
Yes, I have WhatsApp.
You can message me through WhatsApp.
Okay.
And I can also send you a copy of the papers through WhatsApp to you.
Perfect. And then what is...
WhatsApp is absolutely perfect.
Yeah. What's your daughter's name at the house?
Victoria Denise.
Okay. Because I could head over there, tomorrow,
Right.
and try to, assess the property if that's okay.
And give them to her.
Yep,
I'll
perfect.
take the papers over there, and you can get the papers from her. I'll take them over there this afternoon.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
And you can get the papers from her.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now I'm scheduled to go back to court, but this time I want a real estate person going into court with me that has put it on the market and has talked to Samuel and has been turned down by Samuel. Because, ma'am, I would have sold this house a long time ago when my husband was sick. It would have helped me pay the hospital bill.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. I've heard all sorts of horror stories, but I haven't heard the one of trying to sell the house 17 times yet. That's a first for me, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous that you've had to deal with that.
I had it on the first time. Well, the first time my mother had only been dead 2 weeks, and I really didn't have time to mess with the house. And a guy approached me and asked me if I wanted to sell the house. I said, sure. He said, how about if I give you $180,000? I'm buying up properties in this neighborhood. that's when they were busy building the new high school over there and the new football stadium and everything. And they were trying to buy a bunch of property up in that area. Well, Gregory's wife cut the papers and tore them up in pieces. Said there wasn't enough money. She knew she could get $220,000 because she Googled it on
Zillow or something. Yeah.
Yeah, they told her that she could get $220,000. Girl, it blew my socks off because I thought that $180,000 was worth it.
Yeah.
But now we've been going through this fight now for 2 years, and every time I find somebody willing to buy it, they turn it down every time.
Wow.
So now I'm coming to you,
Yeah.
and I want you to drive. And oh, let me tell you, honey, you want to make sure you get documentation.
Okay. I'm your girl, Barbara. Don't worry. This is going to be the one. This is going to be the one.
Because I want to get rid of this house. I really don't want this house. Now, if my daughter wants to buy it, you know, get a loan on it, buy it, or buy it from the person who buys it, that's fine with me. I just want off of it all together.
Yeah. And that's something we can help with
nothing to do with
too.
that house.
We even like provide in-house financing for buyers when they can't get approved. If they can't get approved for a traditional loan, that's something we do as well. So if that's a way we could help out, we could definitely look into that.
Y'all need to talk to her and let her know that you'd be willing to help her finances.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to help. I'll take a look at that paperwork tomorrow. How about, is there do you know what time tomorrow she might be home for me to go by, or what would work best?
Oh, no, she's a traveling nurse.
Oh, okay.
And I've got her phone number, but I don't think I've got it on this phone. I think I've got it on another phone. But I'm going to go over there tonight. I'm going to give her this number, and I'm going to give her your phone number.
Okay, perfect.
And I'll have her call you because you need to go over there and look at the house. Now, my grandson will be there in the daytime.
Okay. Yeah.
But, Julian's always there in the daytime because he works nights, so he's there in the daytime.
Okay.
So Julian will be there. Denise may not be there, but I know Julian will be. All you got to do is knock on the door and get him to come wake up. But one lady that Sam, he went and hired a real estate person, which started pushing and shoving me around. And I don't take kindly to somebody telling me, you can ask me, but you don't tell me.
Right.
I've got a mind of, I'm full grown. I know how to say yes and no.
Yeah.
And so she kept on, well, you're going to move those people out of this house, and they got to be out of there within time. I go, ma'am, I don't have to do jack shit. You are not my boss. I said, the judge may told you that you're in charge, but you better call Gregory and tell him you're in charge of him, because you're not in charge of me. And so then she got mad, and then she sent another letter. She sent a letter over to Denise, telling Denise she had to move. Well, then I guess her and Denise got into it, because then Denise called me on the phone and got mad at me. And I told her, I said, I didn't give your phone number. I said, Greg had to give it. I didn't give it. And so then the lady decides that she wants off of it altogether, so she's backed off of it. So now I've got this letter from Samuel telling me that I've got to put a real estate person on it. Okay, fine. So I decided I would call you and put you on it. You've got everything. You know all about it.
Yeah.
There is no reason why you can't just take over the house and run with it.
Yeah, and we've got lots of options for you guys too. So
You need to document that, because I forgot what date the court date is, but you can look on the papers. It tells you.
Perfect.
But you'll have to go into court that day and show the judge that you have tried everything possible and Samuel doesn't work with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Barbara, as soon as we hang up, I'm going to text you so you have all of my information, and then I'll try to find you on WhatsApp too and text you there, so that way you have both of those, okay?
Yeah, well, the WhatsApp, but I'll take these papers over there and give them to Denise, so that you'll have a copy of it. I'll go to the post office and make copies.
Okay,
so you'll
great.
have a copy of it over there at the house.
That's perfect.
Because I don't need 10 people coming at me.
Mm-hmm.
One person, one real estate company, let them handle it.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. I don't want to talk to Samuel anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do anything with Samuel and Greg as far as the house is concerned. I walked away from that house the day that my husband died, and honey, I'll actually tell you, I think in the last 20 years, I have been on the outside of that house a lot, but no, ma'am, I very seldom ever go in that house. I may go once every 3 months in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it was me, actually, I think the state was right when my mother was living there. They told me I needed to have the house tore down, and we started rebuilding it, refixing it, and everything. And then that's when Greg stepped up and goes, "Oh, well, I'm getting half of this money." Well, if you're getting half of the money, why shouldn't you put half of the money in on it?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we've got a list of all the things that we paid for.
That was going to be one of my
So if he wants
questions,
to go-
was if you had those.
We've got a list. The bathroom costed over $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
All the brand new floors in that house costed over $9,000.
Yeah.
So if Greg wants to put up some money on because he didn't pay nothing, you can also talk to the city of Mesquite. Nobody cleaned that house up. My mother had 27 dogs. Gregory and his little wife, little Miss Goody Two Shoes that can't get her hands dirty, never bothered once to come clean up dog shit.
Yeah.
Not once.
Yeah. No,
Which is the reason why Greg said that he didn't live in that house and didn't come see his mother because she had so many dogs.
Yeah. I got to look at the paperwork, but if you have those receipts, the beauty of it is, one of things I think is whatever the split is, the title company can take those charges off first, right, and just reimburse you for those before any money is ever paid out. So that's definitely something we can look into for you.
But not only that, we were paying the taxes on the house, but Greg never would give in money on it. So we quit paying the taxes on the house.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot with this house, really.
Mm-hmm.
But Gregory just, I'm getting half of this house. No, you're not. Before you get half of anything, you need to, cough up some money.
Yeah. Well, Barbara,
that's what the family's been telling me. You want money, we don't mind giving you money. But before you get any money, you need to pay on what we've already paid on.
yeah, you need to help out.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
So I'll go get these papers and I'll get copies of them and I'll leave them over at my daughter's house. And if you get on WhatsApp, and I will tell you the way you use my phone number.
Okay.
And my email address, and you can get on WhatsApp and actually call me up, and that's CECILIA Jean JEAN 299 gmail.com.
Okay.
You pull that up on WhatsApp, and WhatsApp will let you in. All you got to have is it's my phone number, which is 214-554-5340. As long as you've got those two deals, it'll let you in.
Okay, perfect. Yep, I'll get that done as soon as we hang up.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Yes,
all
thank
right,
you. Bye.
Where did that come from?
I have no clue. It's just a phone call.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
And we don't have any listings, anything out there that says like we're realtors.
No.
Like that's not how we market ourselves
No.
at all.
What was was it on a
I don't know what that call came from. I don't know if it was a smartphone or a call rail. But I gotta find her on WhatsApp now.
that is a firecracker right there. I love it. At the end of the day, we end up becoming more family counselors than anything.
I just let them all vent, right? It ends up working out. We're supposed to do a thing on the Forest Acre, right, at some point. Because one of them recently, like, we get in the middle of some family drama, right? And so there was a stepmom who only had a life estate, like she can only live there till she dies. She doesn't get any proceeds of the sale. And then there's kids who like didn't even know that the stepmom was trying to sell the house. And so we just like worked it from both sides basically. And we did about a year later finally actually get everyone on board and got to sell that house, and we made a good payday on that one. So just listening, letting people vent, and then trying to figure out how you can make it work. And your objective is to get the house sold, right, or bought, to get the house over the finish line on the closing table. So taking sides isn't really the way, right? You just listen. You just listen, say, oh, I hate to hear that. Oh, I'd like to help you, and work from there, you know.
I was trying to find it in smartphone or something coming in. But,
Might be CallRail.
yeah.
You want to see your picture?
Her picture? Oh my good lord. Yep,
what's
that's
that?
exactly what I would expect.
I don't know,
Bro,
you can't
when
see it. It's too small. Sorry.
She's like, where's my nephew and a bitchy rich wife? Oh my god, I love people. I love this business. I was gonna do one more call, but I think
Sorry.
No. I was gonna do one more call, but it's fine. I'll end. I think that's a high note. I don't want to end it on a voicemail. So tomorrow I will get into systems a little and go into some tools, bringing up, following up on what Don said earlier. If there's anything anybody needs at any time, don't hesitate. Reach out, guys. I don't know how to help unless you guys tell me. So, always fun. Sign up for Lead Zolo action plan, right? Get a lead flow coming. Get your phone ringing one way or another, right? And Lead Zolo doesn't actually ring your phone. You just get an email or a text message, and then you follow back up with them when you can, right? So just get some inbound marketing going. That's the gist of the story. If you want to be successful in 2024 and beyond in this new market, you have to spend money, right? We're doing about a 70-30 split, right? So if you want to be successful, you have to be having some form of inbound marketing, right? I'm not trying to scare anybody, right? You don't have to drop 60 grand. That's not what I'm saying here, right? But 3,000 to 5,000 per month is a decent marketing budget for consistent lead flow. All right, that's what I'm getting at. Consistent deal and lead flow. Okay, so it's not going to say that you need $5 grand to get a deal locked up. No, but if you want to have your a pipeline consistency, you need to have some form of marketing budget. So reach out, guys. Let us know how to kill it, and if not, whatever. Peace. Later, guys.
Bye.